If you follow Stephen King on Twitter, then you are going to see two things. One, him railing against the political party currently in power, and two, him constantly promoting the work of other artists working within the horror space. When he enjoys a new horror movie or show, King tweets about it. And as you can imagine, these tweets are then used as part of the marketing. After all, a stamp of approval from Stephen King is nothing if not a ringing endorsement. But advocating for horror films is nothing new when it comes to Stephen King. Back in the early 80s, after just having seen Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead, King wrote a rave review for Twilight Zone magazine. He proclaimed the film a, quote, work of genius, and, quote, the most
ferociously
original horror film of 1982. And the film did indeed deserve the praise.
I have seen the dark shadows moving in the woods, and I have no doubt that whatever I have resurrected is sure to come calling for me.
It was the woods themselves. They're alive.
Evil Dead. They got up on the wrong side of the grave. Evil Dead from New Line Cinema.
Even after all these years, Sam Raimi's no-budget debut effort isn't simply a roller coaster ride of a movie. It's that flying off the rails coaster from the beginning of Final Destination 3. Out of control from beginning to end, Raimi's production is a jocular cut of the jugular. The film has a razor-sharp tongue that plunges through its own cheek in a bloody fashion, creating a maniacal blend of horror and humor that has acted as an everlasting cult experience that continues to inspire horror directors to this day. It's a testament to how bliss and the spark of inspiration can elevate a film of any budget and any genre from routine to sublime. Now let's fast forward a few years later. After Raimi's 1985 horror comedy Crimewave was released to critical and audience disinterest, Raimi and his partners basically said, you know what, maybe we should make that Evil Dead sequel that folks have been asking for.
With the success of Evil Dead, Sam was suddenly considered a hot young talent, and Hollywood beckoned. The result was a deal with the studio, Embassy, and a new film, a comedy thriller called Crimewave.
The problem with that movie, one of its many problems, was it didn't know what it was about. It was a comedy, it was a drama, it was an adventure picture, it was a love story, and it turned out to be none of the above.
But what did you intend it to be?
I wanted it to be the ultimate picture of entertainment. To thrill, chill, make the audience laugh, cry, scream. They screamed for their money back.
Hey, baby. Why don't you come on over to my pad? We'll have a scotch and sofa.
You heel.
So I'm a heel. So what of it? I'm not such a bad guy. Or am I? Huh?
Things started earnestly enough, but soon the filmmakers felt that they were being stalled after 5 months pre-production work, and began conducting interviews with prospective cast and crew members. Around this time, producer Dino De Laurentiis asked Raimi if he'd be interested in directing an adaptation of the Stephen King novel Thinner. Raimi turned down the offer, but Dino De Laurentiis remained in touch with the young filmmaker. The Thinner adaptation was part of a deal between De Laurentiis and King to produce several adaptations of King's successful horror novels and short stories. At the time, King was directing one such adaptation, Maximum Overdrive, based on the short story Trucks.
Well, the reaction to making the sequel to Evil Dead was probably relief, because, you know, the second movie that we made was called Crimewave, and I believe in France it was Mort sur le Grill, Death on the Grill. It was because it was a silly comedy, and it failed at the box office and really was a bomb. And so I think it was a natural thing to go, we should make an Evil Dead movie.
Now, from the creator of Evil Dead comes Evil Dead 2.
Interestingly enough, we were trying to put the money together for Evil Dead 2. And at the time, even Coca-Cola was thinking of buying a movie company. And so we were thinking of maybe getting some money from one source. And get this, the author, Stephen King, is making a movie in North Carolina with Dino De Laurentiis, Maximum Overdrive, okay? I think he directed that. Okay, so they're out to dinner and they're talking, and Stephen King finds out that we were having, from somebody else, he found out that we were having problems getting financing, and he mentioned this to Dino De Laurentiis. He said, Dino, you've got to get involved in this. You need to make this movie. And the next day, Dino De Laurentiis called and said, come in for a meeting. So we came in for a meeting, and Dino's favorite expression is, that means that the deal is done. You know, we had a deal in about 20 minutes.
No way.
C'est vrai. Because what they did is Dino is a very clever man. He's bought and sold movies overseas for years. He took a look at what Evil Dead did in France and Germany and Spain and Italy, you know, and England, and he said, okay.
Did Sam genuinely want to make Evil Dead 2, or was it just because that was the easiest project to get off the ground?
It was probably a combination of the two. I think after Crimewave, he wanted to, and I know, just to make a movie that worked, and we knew that Evil Dead 2 would work, and that it had a certain audience, and it could make money for somebody, and that we could make a good picture out of it, which are really right reasons to make a movie. I know there are other tales that we may have rather have told, but they were much more expensive and beyond our range.
Evil Dead 2 was taken around by Robert Tappert, Bruce Campbell, and myself to about 12 different companies out in Los Angeles, financing distribution companies like Crown International, Columbia Pictures, MGM, Universal, and we met with constant rejection until we brought the script to De Laurentiis Entertainment Group, which is now, I think, defunct. But nevertheless, we showed the script to Dino, and he said, how much you want for this picture? So we said, we told him what we needed, which was basically $3.5 million to $4 million, and he said, okay.
We had all the figures for how the picture had done in all the theaters in Rome on Evil Dead. And so when we went to meet Dino, knowing that he knew all the theaters in Italy, we took him all the grosses of how it did in Rome, and he was able to go through them and say, okay, I'll make the movie. And that was, and it was just that simple. Once we got to Dino, it was one day, and then he said the next day, go to North Carolina, can you shoot it there?
And the rest was history. The original Evil Dead shocked and awed the film community with low-budget ingenuity, going way overboard with geysers of blood, freaky ghouls, and tongue-in-cheek humor. So when it came time to send the anti-heroic Ash back to the demon-infested cabin in the woods, Raimi did the only logical thing. He crapped on good taste and delivered a flick that bashed his subtlety with a spiked hammer. Evil Dead 2 achieved something rather unique. It twisted the genre on its decapitated neck and made it fun to laugh while at the same time crap your pants. While most horror movies stayed true to the format of kill, kill, and kill some more, Evil Dead 2 went in a different direction, while also managing to stay on the same path. Gone were the other cabin dwellers from the original. A quick backstory showed Ash cutting up his demon-possessed girlfriend with a chainsaw. But for some reason, although macabre, it wasn't scary. Perhaps because she wouldn't stop nagging him while he was sawing her up. Indeed, just when things start getting too grisly, Raimi rushes in with a hilarious send-up joke to remind us all that this blood and guts is meant in spooky fun. Evil Dead 2 is a grade A masterpiece of morbid mayhem. Thanks for the assist, Stephen King.
Go woo-ah to people. Gotcha.
Ah, you did.
God. See how low this is? To want to do that to people? Why?
Well, it's fun, obviously. It didn't bother me.
And people
laugh.
But, you know, somebody should give me a straight shot to the jaw, and I think that would straighten me out. I would maybe stop it, but I can't stop it.